Registration for the 24 Hours of Riverside is now open. But before you sign up, the organizers would like to remind you exactly of what you are purchasing. Your entry fee guarantees you one numbered plate that you will zip tie to your bike crookedly, 12 hours of believing you are an athlete, followed by 12 hours of believing you are dying, and the exclusive opportunity to navigate Devil's Down descent in pitch black darkness using a battery that is running out of hope. By signing your waiver, you agree to the following terms. You will question your marriage at 3 a.m. You will tell your teammates you are feeling great when you actually want to weep. You will eat a cold hot dog at dawn and believe it is the finest meal ever prepared. We provide the dirt. You provide the suffering. The 24 Hours of Riverside. We built the course. You just have to survive it. Sign up today or stay at home and sleep like a sensible person. 24hoursofriverside.com. 24hoursofriverside.com.
3 years that I've been on the team, you've had good years and you've had shit years. And now he's having a, fantastic year. And here you are having a shit year.
That was my first race. Since Bloom last year.
I know. I'm just joking.
I'm just saying.
You're.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. I'm reiterating. It's been.
Pat, this is your fault.
I think I said this the last show.
I think you have said it.
One of us does well, and the other one sucks, and it's not fair.
No.
Oh, I'll come.
You can't both
back.
have it.
Okay.
And so
I'll be back.
So I'm doomed.
Watch. He'll crack a collarbone and a crack or something.
Exactly. It's coming for you.
It's just Grim Reaper just standing in the corner. It's almost over.
Both of you are standing there, and it's like, which one?
No, I can't. It can't.
No, it's not that way. Yeah, totally.
Okay. Promise?
No.
Okay, lyrics are over. There we go. The Giro is climbing through the mountains of snow, while the plan to Wenatchee some will go. They're battling for pink in the world with the world as their stage. We're just popping Advil and showing our age. Welcome to the Packfiller podcast. The date is May 12th, 2026. The Giro is underway and the bodies are flying. The youth and the guy with the medical degree are not here, which means the smartassery quotient has ridden greater than Jonas Vingegaard's chances of finishing in pink. That was a little loud, so I had to turn it down. Welcome to the longest surviving podcast on the sport of cycling. This, of course, is the Packfiller Cycling Podcast, and this is episode 527. Does it seem to me like we got to 500 really quickly, and then all of a sudden it's now crawling?
Yeah. You just want that 550, right?
How long ago was it 500? This fall, right?
Yeah. In the bottle. You guys still need to sign the big bottle.
Yeah. That was 400.
That was 400.
Well, that was 400?
That's what I'm saying. I think it's going by fast. I was here for 400.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Really?
I was here in the threes.
Okay. Think of it as I don't feel so bad.
Do you have a silver pen?
I have a white paint pen, actually, which would work.
We'll do that. Yeah.
And it's right behind you. So
okay.
we'll do that.
We'll do it after the show.
There we go. Think of us as a post-ride beer with several friends and one asshole. I'm potentially that asshole. My name is Pat Bulger, and let's get to tonight's opening prologue question brought to us by our friends at Scratch Labs. Gentlemen, if you had to intimidate your rivals at the start line of a race, but you couldn't use your bike, your kit, or your physical fitness, what highly specific, incredibly confusing activity are you going to do to start the staging area intimidation? You guys got it?
Yeah.
All right, so we got short introductions tonight, but we will get straight to it. The guy whose knee is officially licensed as a villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Mr. Paul Main.
Yeah.
Your knee is an official villain. It's been registered.
Yeah, it's like today it hurt, and now it's...
Have you gotten imaging yet?
No.
God.
And remember, the thing is my insurance company's in battle with...
Let's just...
my
we got a doctor at the end of the
I know,
table.
and he gave me a suggestion, and then I didn't.
Just
that was last
go
week.
Be his patient.
Well, the thing is, it still would be a long process.
No.
Yeah. So he gave me a solution, and so I need to just step up on it. And it was last week, so just...
I'm going to push him on this.
We got to, because I
need Unc back.
Pissed
I keep
off
thinking,
I am that Paul's not going to be this weekend.
Well, the thing is, I keep thinking, well, it's got to be arthritis. And then all of a sudden it's like, but it's so sporadic. It's like,
Shit.
So the top of my tibia on this side is way larger than the other. But there's no pain on the top. Anyway,
Paul,
it's in the joint.
What are you going to, other than showing the size of your tibia, what are you going to show off with at the start line if you can't use your bike, your kit, or your physical fitness?
I'm going to constantly adjust my junk. Say, I keep sitting on my scrotum like that.
So big.
That's it.
No, it's baggy. It's like, oh.
So much extra testosterone after the
No,
shot.
it's just the scrotum sack.
okay.
It's the sack
Just
I'm
the
sitting
sack.
on.
It's just I'm hanging brains here, man. Okay, I like that.
It's like a vice grip on the corner of it.
Jeez.
The next is the guy who intentionally is not riding me this year. I get it. I break bikes with my body. Mr. Sam Waples. How are you, man?
Yeah, it has been. It's been a minute, like truly, because I mean the last 2 weeks that I can think of, I was gone, and then before that, I had freaking bike fits. Like,
Well, I don't.
You're making money. Oh, that's
Saturday though.
I
Come
seriously
on.
don't recall riding with you this year.
You have. It was the ride that you turned around. Yeah.
So that was one.
Yeah,
In
I think that honestly
March.
might be the only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get it, dude.
Yeah.
If I
But also,
smell, tell
I don't
me.
think that I've been on really any other rides.
Last thing I want to be is one of those people who smells bad on a bike ride.
Yeah,
you can tell me.
I would let you know. No.
Sorry, there's something in my eye.
Speaking of, I know I saw your wife and Dr. David's wife out on the ride on my way back from picking up my grandsons.
Oh yeah,
And your wife wears the team kit more than you
I
do.
know.
Yeah.
She's a diehard.
Well, she knows team spirit.
Yeah,
She
knows
does.
what-
She represents.
Yeah.
She knows
she does,
obligation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sam, what do you go? Okay, can I say you're gonna probably just get to the line and call people bitches?
Pretty much.
That is it.
Yeah. Yeah. Ready to be my bitch?
Was that seriously what you were
No,
gonna
what
say?
I was
Okay.
gonna say is like just looking at somebody and just like doing the old thumb across the neck, just like you're gonna die.
So physical
It is-
threats.
yeah, physical threats.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
like, what does that even mean? I'm like, you'll find out.
All right. Me, I'm the guy who's still nervous about participating in the sport he's been doing since the Reagan administration. I'm fucking
Oh,
nervous.
Same with me.
Really? You still get it?
I mean, Reagan's.
No. But do you still get nervous at the start of races?
Yeah. I mean, I think part of it's just jacked up. Yeah, of course you do.
Okay.
I mean, even
I'm
Thursday
nervous
night,
now.
Yeah, well, I'm nervous. I read the stupid, bicycle Bible, the whole Tour
whole tech
Tour de
guide.
Bloom tech
Yeah.
guide, and I was like, oh man, my heart was beating and palms are sweating, and I'm not even going to it.
Really?
That's
Okay.
what I like to do.
That helps. That helps because I'm a little
Just kidding. Yeah, I know. Oh, whoops.
Nothing.
Was that out loud?
stupid hot mics. I'm Pat Bulger, and I would use dry humor, which is what I tend to do. It shows confidence. I'd probably throw in a little bit of self-deprecation like we used to in the old days. Like, oh my God, dude, I haven't been training. Oh my God, I am so out of shape this year. Because you didn't have Strava and you could get away with that. You would just basically say,
Man, I want to
suck,
get in
suck,
their
I
head
suck.
though.
Do you?
Yeah, because then it's like one of those things. Like I want them to fear me. It's like, oh my, I probably can't go with that move. He's so fast. And
Yeah.
it's,
Because you went like this,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
that wouldn't have worked for
Yeah.
me.
It wouldn't work.
Oh
No.
man, I was
Truth
a
is in
shit
the
pedals.
talker.
Truth is in the pedals.
Yeah. There is that, though, that factor. I remember when I was coaching Jackson and Josiah.
What an angel.
He is.
Let's just call him Angel.
protect
Angel.
That's going to be his name.
Protect-
Angel.
He's the nicest guy.
protect Saint Josiah at all costs.
Which is crazy because Jackson's also an angel, except when he gets a kid on and straps onto a bike race.
Because he finished. I guess he finished the last sprint with a gigantic f-bomb. Just he made me so proud. I clouded up a little.
Oh, really? Did he?
Yeah.
I guess he dropped one across the line because he
good.
Slammed his
him.
bars.
Yeah. I guess
Because you lost the pack sprint.
Well, yeah,
Something
because
technically
his
happened, I
like chain skipped.
Ah.
He went to like sprint and his chain skipped and he missed like 3 pedal strokes and then went. Still actually almost got there. It was pretty good.
There you go.
Son of a.
Yeah. Okay, guys. The Tour de Bloom.
Yep. Whoop, drink.
Oh.
Yep.
We only need to do it once. There isn't enough beer for this show. It's just days away. We are all in different spaces right now. And talk to me about your cycling life update. We kind of got an update on Paul's knee there. We had a good Twilight Series race last week, even though we didn't take the W. It is the most Arrive jerseys I've seen in one race since probably, oh my God, since the 90s. I'm going to say.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. It was a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah.
How did that night go for you guys?
I guess I'll start off. I was excited and wanted to be team player again, because once again I think that we're all figuring out the team dynamics with adding more people on, and so we've kind of come into it more with the idea of playing how we've always done, with just we're a tight group and we just answer attacks as needed, and it's gotten us in the moves and we communicate when we need to. And I told the guy who ended up second, Clint, on our team, I was like, hey, watch for it on this next lap. Mm-hmm. It's going to split, and because it's a preem lap, and I'm like, I can manage, I can almost make things split, just because it's I'll string it out hard enough to where it's people don't really want to go to the front. But if they are there was a slight gap, and I'm they're gone. Yeah. And he stuck it to the finish. And it's one of those things that it's cool to just work as a team and, be able to get different people up in the group. Last week was Jackson.
Do you ever watch Saturday Night Live, Sam?
No.
You don't?
No, should
I? There's a sketch by an actor called Kenan Thompson. Kenan's a funny guy. He's been on the show for probably longer than anybody's been on the show in ever. And my point is I'm going to reenact a little bit of a Kenan Thompson sketch here shortly. Okay. But I'm going to start with just me. I'm going to start with, so Sam, that first lap attack.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Wait. Ooh, what's up with that? What's up with that? Ooh-wee! What's up with that? Sam, what is up with a 3-lap attack burning so many matches?
Yeah.
On the longest straight, the headwind is in the longest section of the road.
Yeah. Did you see how how panicked they got, though?
No.
Yes. No. Because
we were at the front of the back
guys. The two guys were there. They were on the front, and they were like, "This could actually become a problem." I was sitting at a lot of power up front.
Well, we were up front.
Dietz and Bear went to the front.
Oh, it was Bear. That's who it was.
Bear.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, so anyway, from our perspective,
because
we were in the front
the third
there.
guy.
Yeah.
I was the third guy.
Yeah.
You're talking about the final attack? Or the first one?
The first attack.
First attack.
Yeah. So, I was telling Pat what it was perfect because Chris was up, and then Clint, the Rive guy, was on his wheel, and then Bear was behind him, and then Pat was on his wheel, and then Kyle was there, and I was on his wheel. And so every time somebody from the other team would pull off, it would go.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like they were trying that hard. I looked at their watts. They weren't cranking it out that much. So it was just this to and fro type of thing.
Yeah.
And so, it was for defensive, it's I can't believe they let us do that, because there was a Rive guy in between all the other ones, and it was perfect. But
it was one of those things where I was just thinking, I'm like, well, I'm gonna go see what everybody else wants to do in the very beginning, and then I figure that's gonna, especially when nobody went with me, I was like, this is kind of a dream scenario, because somebody's gonna have to be working, and as soon as they pull me back in, the next Rive guy is going.
Yeah.
And so, but I thought it went pretty well.
So what happened? Because after your brother
and then
countered, poorly, but he did counter. He kind of jumped a little bit too early.
Yep.
But what happened after that? Because I actually, my situation, I got gapped. I was still there. I'm like, my gears aren't working.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit! Is that what happened?
Yeah. Well, I couldn't get into a high enough gear, and I'm looking down, and I'm like, what the hell's? I'm in my small ring.
Oh god.
Oh shit.
So because I packed the car right in my car, so you put it in small, and then I was on the rollers warming up. And I didn't even think about it, because I never used this small ring.
Oh, no. Is that
so the first 3 laps, I'm like, Jesus, man. I'm like,
yeah.
I look like a Singer sewing machine. So I had 120. One spot, I saw 120 RPMs. That's when I was like, what's going on?
Oh, my God.
So, and then when I looked down and I shift, because that was the wrong moment. That's when everything took off. And I'm like,
Oh
shit.
Okay.
So, I probably wouldn't have lasted too much longer, but
I mean, well, I guess I'd be curious. You guys thought that was a stupid move? How did it go?
Well, no, it was. I don't know if it was stupid, but it was just where's this going? What's the
no,
plan
it's
here?
more of like, I mean, the philosophy of either they're going to have to bridge up to me and I'll get on the wheel then, or I'm going to get pulled back in. Somebody's burning matches. There's really only 2 inland guys there.
Yeah.
And then
It just seems to me like every race is just like
The
you're
same
going to be the
recipe.
first one to go.
Oh,
because
yeah,
you just come to the races
that's a
going,
Sean Howard thing.
Yeah,
Remember Sean Howard used to always take the first,
Yeah.
and so it's just like you have to continue that.
Okay.
I will always be the first person to attack, me or David. Yeah, I'll say
You know
that
what?
openly.
I could get that. I
Yeah, and
understand
it's
that.
not that I think that that's going to go anywhere, but then like when I had a bit of a gap, I was like, I guess I just keep going with this until it gets pulled back in. But I will say, I was very impressed.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
You can tell your perspective of it.
Well, my perspective would be that, in essence, I made it to the end.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't make it to the end with the front group because coming into the last lap,
You did. The last lap is not the end is really I would say the lap before the last lap. Like, I mean, if you're not the sprint person, my day is over.
Yeah.
Like between that on that last lap.
we were going into the start of the last lap, and I will. I'm not going to call this person out by name, but some dipshit swerved quite violently to attack and almost took out Jackson and Dave, the guy he was riding with. He's marking because they're the sprinters, and I just went into full Papa mode, and I just went like, protect my cub, because I just went sprinting after that guy. And I was the whole right before it, I was thinking, okay, you can finish in the group, you probably finish in the back end of the group in a full bull sprint, or I could chase this fucker down and try and close the gap so we can have one less to get. Oh, is that my first one? That's my first F-bomb. Okay, I only get 4 more, right? 3 or 5?
I feel like 3.
6.
5, 6, 7.
Stop.
And so I came past you,
Yep.
and I just drilled it. I was at 800 watts for like as long as I could.
Which was into the tailwind.
Yeah.
So that was brutal.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I just have to follow his wheel.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just glad to know that people weren't just going,
That's right after
a couple
this-
moments break.
Yeah.
That's right after the sweeping right into
into the tailwind, and then you take that sweeping left back into a headwind.
Yeah.
And then you
And
come
that's
around.
I intentionally
that's
went.
like 50 meters.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I intentionally went wide going back into that tailwind because I was just redlined there, and I'm like going, hopefully Sam will pass me on the inside and then go from there. So,
Yep.
and this is I put this actually in the Patreon post for the people who follow it, that the entire time after the race, the devil was on my shoulder going, Pat, it just wasn't that fast of a race. That's why you were able to make it. Everybody was just kind of going, God, it was just negative race. It just didn't work out. I remember Terry McLeod always doing that.
Did people say that, or is that
No,
just the devil on your shoulder?
That's the devil on my shoulder.
Okay.
And I remember Terry McLeod always coming up to me after a race going, God, that was slow. And I'm like going, Jesus Christ, I could barely breathe.
Yeah.
I saw God.
Yeah.
And you're like, God, it was slow. I hate when
Unless
people
somebody
do that.
wins the race, they cannot say that.
Really?
That's I know people
agree. Yeah,
that will
I
say
don't.
that, and it drives
Well,
me.
how come you didn't win?
Yeah, well, why didn't you win then?
so
You
slow.
should have just ridden away.
Yeah.
Like, it drives me mad when people say that, because I know there are people that say that, and I'm just like, well, I didn't even see you up front.
Yeah. Well, I've just
Faster up there.
I've just settled into the fact that I can't truly experience prolonged joy.
No.
Because as soon as the race was over, I was like, it was kind of one of those moments you get in the car by yourself and you hit the dash, you're like, yes, and then all of immediately it's just like, well,
You're a piece of shit.
You suck.
The guys in Bloom are gonna be faster than that.
Yeah.
You're gonna run
I know.
into some 40-year-olds who are gonna crush your spirit, bitch.
And I'm just like, all right,
Okay, I suck.
sorry, devil man, sorry I had a moment of joy.
That's right. Now get home and go scoop dog shit out of the backyard.
That's just how my brain works, man. So
Wow.
it's getting better. It's getting better.
Yeah.
As I said, I am nervous, and for all you guys have done it before. What Paul, you were saying actually at the beginning, you were saying going into Bloom is about positioning.
Yeah.
for this whole weekend.
Especially, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say that the Waterville road race, of course, the things that I look into, there's it's going a different direction this year. They changed the course. The wind is coming out of the west northwest, and the longest section that's straight, so you can see what's ahead of you, is like I think 10, 12 miles, farm roads and stuff. So it'll be a tail. If it's northwest, it'll be a tail cross. Yeah. And your group with 94, it's all about position. You guys got to dig yourself out until you hit that section and hold it. And then it's going to be it'll be a crosswind coming back down and then a headwind going up a hill and
gutter.
Well, yeah.
You smell that?
You have two laps
Gutter.
of that, and then that small loop that they added. Remember last year?
Yeah.
You only do that on the last lap. So
Sam, what are you hoping for the weekend? I think I asked you this before, but and you were just kind of like fun. I just want to have fun.
Yeah,
But
I think that truly that is it. And I want to do well in the crit, like I want to be there in the crit again. Like honestly doing well to me is like finishing probably top half of that crit. Top 20 would be awesome. Because it's just such a fast crit. And the reality is that like for me, I think that I was coming into the season with pretty decent fitness, and I'm actually still like hitting, like all-time power numbers. My weight is going down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so it's like, I keep, going out on rides where I'll do like best 10 minutes, best 20 minutes. Wow. I don't even remember what my FTP is right now, but it's in the like 345 or 350, which is higher than it's been.
Yeah.
And so that's all great, but I don't know. I just haven't been able to train like I would want to. The last probably 4 or 5 weeks have just kicked my ass. Which is why I haven't been out riding on the weekends with anybody. And like if you look at my Strava, it's like it's super inconsistent. With how much riding I'm doing. So I'm excited. I'm really excited for the event, but I don't know. We'll see.
how are these Spokane Avengers? I mean, Syndicate team. You guys put together.
That would have been a great name.
Well, nobody asked me this shit.
Yeah, they didn't ask it.
They didn't ask.
They just created this team.
The Spokane Avengers.
Yeah, see, could have been there. Could have been there. Yep, exactly.
I'd have put a little Hulk on my top tube because that's original. You know?
A pretty good sized group of guys, if I'm not mistaken.
I think we have 10.
Wow.
That's maximum for a Cat 2-3 race.
Yeah. So good group, and I think we have 3 that could be competitive in GC. I think we've all agreed we're working for Bear. Is he's the young kid that has the most to gain with like doing well in a big stage race.
And he's done well down at Tucson.
And he's done well. Yeah. So it'll be fun to like, show what Spokane has. But yeah, I'm excited to go back to the big race. I'm not Hot Topic. I'm curious your guys' opinion. I'm not doing Thursday. I'm going over after Thursday.
You are?
Yeah, I'm going over Thursday night, but I'm not going over to race.
Thursday, for those who don't know, is a mass start hill climb. 4 miles. How many feet?
It's like 4,200 or something. Right?
Yeah, it's average gradient of 12 something.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And for those that don't know, I'm 190 pounds.
Yeah. I'm
a big boy.
Yeah.
Like that.
As am I, but I'm still doing it.
You can do that, to be clear. It's an omnium, so you can actually.
Yeah.
You're not going for points or anything. You're going as a workhorse. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I might as well save it, and like I've thought of it as a day where I now have stacked like a ton of bike fits on that day. So I opened it up because I had it off, and so I'm getting ahead of the schedule so that I have more time for biking in the coming months.
Well, there you go.
So I was like, 2 birds, 1 stone. I can save up for the next day and get ahead for the future.
I asked Jackson if he was going to do it, and he had a good reasoning. He said, "I'm paying this much for a race.
Yeah.
I might as well start up at
$100 a day.
Starting line. Yeah. So I was like, oh shit, okay.
It's a good leg opener. You know what I mean? You get to see the way I look at it is like, even if you're not going to win or do anything, to me, it's like, it's a good leg opener. You get to see your competition and everything. So.
And it's also pretty. Like, it's a cool climb.
I don't see that. I just see sweat dripping off my nose.
You didn't ride it like I did last year.
No, I did. I took it pretty easy, but
did you? That's what I was gonna think of doing. Paul, since we got you, and I don't want to dwell, because you were talking about this race before anybody went to it. How are you doing with all this, man? I know it's, I don't want to be like, does it suck to be you or anything like that, but is it going to be okay because you know that hopefully it's temporary and that you've got other races this year, or how's that? Let's say if you were there like I did last year watching the race, would that kill you?
Yeah. Well, I thought about making a day trip over and watch the crit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I would like to. I'm not going to write that off, but
I'll buy you a beer.
We'll see.
I'll buy you 2 beers.
Yeah, maybe a friend of mine that graduated way back when from WCU and came up to Spokane. He landed his first job out of college. Went into the bike shop that I was working, and we became friends. And he lives in Wenatchee, and he's doing it.
Okay.
And he says, "Hey, so I don't see your name on the roster." And I told him the situation. He goes, "Are you kidding? The first time I signed up for this race." Because he lives in Wenatchee. So, but anyway, it's very, very tough because I do love that race. I did it when it was only 2 stages. I mean, I think it was like 2010 or 11. I can't remember. But it was at one time they broke it down. There was just the Waterville and the crit. And I got second. And they made that the state championship road race, and I got second at Waterville. And then on the crit, there was a guy that was a local guy. He was a great crit rider. Was 10th in the nation at Nats the year before in his age group, and I marked him. And I'm just waiting because he had a team there, and I thought, this is just right on his wheel, and his team's leading him out. I'm like, it's time to go. What's wrong with this team? They miscounted the laps. They thought it was 2 laps to go, and there's 1 lap. And I'm like, I had to go, and it was too late.
Oh,
and
no.
I was totally on that weekend. But anyway, I've done it several times with bigger teams and stuff, and it's grown, and I think it's a great event.
Yeah.
And it's, I'd like to see it continue on, and it's very tough.
Okay.
The decision to say no. My friend, again, just to add on, from Belize, Roque, and his friend Michael, who was here last year, they sent pictures of landing in Spokane at night last night.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're here.
And I'm like, I'm not going to be there.
Oh, shit.
So, it's not easy. Not easy.
Could I hire you as a camera person or something like that? You could just,
I am terrible cameras.
Pay for a tank of gas, and you could just come and videotape the race and stuff like that.
Fine, 3 beers. I'll buy you 3 beers.
3 beers and a tank of gas.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I'll see what I can do. Yeah.
Come on, Unc.
I know. I would love to have him there.
Sure.
I am drinking in the beer garden.
Are you really?
Saturday night.
I am so paranoid about this whole thing, and I've kind of come to. I keep repeating that, but I've kind of deduced what the entire problem is. I don't know where I am in comparison to anybody anymore. It used to be when you started the sport, you got into some races
names
and you figured out people and you know where you are and the shape in the grand scheme of things. I have no clue where I am in the grand scheme of things, and it's driving me crazy. Couple buddies from the Seattle area came to the Twilight Series last week, and I was like, okay, I can kind of judge myself against some other guys. And I don't know if they were super rock fit or not or something like that, and they were just joking around afterwards.
Joe is a good rider. That's the first time I met Kurt, but Joe's consistently a good, strong rider.
Yeah.
So,
But Joe had a horrible, horrible crash 8 months ago. Like, broke his collarbone and shoulder or something like that. Joe's going to correct me or something like that. Yeah, they were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just this whole unknown, I think, that is killing me the most. Now, am I going to go and let it get to me? No, I'm just going to go and race my bike and see what the fuck happens. Oh, there's 2. So
One more.
I've only got one more. I got to go.
And Mama Waple's going to come after you.
Yeah, exactly. But that, that's more of a threat than my mother-in-law. So, so I do want to kind of talk about the financial element of the sport. I do talk about that quite a bit, but I do kind of want to talk about it a little bit, especially with I was breaking down the cost of this weekend. Okay. Sure, we got inflation. We got the cost of living's gone up since Paul and my days and stuff like that. When I put together the expenses, I broke it down to, I tried to find the entry fee and I didn't log back. Is entry fee $300 for the weekend?
Yeah, if you didn't get like the
Early
highest
bird.
is 400.
Oh, highest is 4. So I'll round down. I'll say 300. Okay. Hotel for 4 nights is going to be at least $500.
Yeah.
Gas, now that gas is through the ass, I'm going to spend probably $200 on gas. I'm going over by myself. My wife's going to come over later, so I might have to come close to doubling that. And food, you got to figure at least probably $200 in food. So I'm talking $1,200
For the best weekend of your life.
for a weekend.
The best weekend of your life.
But that's a flight to Europe, man. $1,200.
Yeah.
Not now.
Yeah,
The gas
now the
prices,
gas
fuel
prices are
prices,
so
yeah.
high. But talk to me about some expenses I might be missing in there. What would you guys include me missing?
All of your equipment.
Well, that's
You
I
know,
already
like-
have that, but
I know, but
I did buy a new
you
tire.
bought new tires.
Yeah.
You've got new
Did you
chain.
get that cash on the bar, by the way? Okay.
But like I go through like all of my equipment, and there's plenty of things that I have to replace, brake pads, you name it. Like there's all of those things that just come with, you want to bring fresh tires to an event because you want the least like possibility that you're going to flat out.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like there's all of those bike expenses too, and then there's the expense of like it's a selfish weekend.
It's insane.
It's I'm talking like from your partner's perspective.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you are taking something out of the bank there, and we've talked about this, but it's one of those things where I'm not like, oh, my wife won't let me do any of these things, but no, it's a relationship. Like,
Yeah.
that's a lot to ask when it's like you're going to go spend how much money, and for a weekend.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, $1,000 is a really nice vacation somewhere
it could be
for a week.
yeah.
Just throwing that out
Well,
there.
the thing is, the way I look at it is, it would be one thing if you did it 2 times a month.
Yeah.
Like in the old days, that was pretty common.
Yeah.
We were like at stage races 2 times a month, all the way into like through September. So it's just we just don't do that anymore. So I mean, this is the premier race, right? And that's where we're gonna dump in our cash. We got the EPO coming up.
Yeah.
But there's ways to
I'll be there too.
subtilize. Yeah, and I'm gonna have to be really nice to Joe, and then I have a place to stay.
There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're bringing the RV.
I'll try and
My
get
wife
him a
and I are
job
doing
here.
it. Yeah. There we go. My wife and I are going to do a extended camping vacation.
Fun.
We're going to stay after the race is
Yeah.
over and just camp our way home, kind of a thing like that. But you mentioned I looked at prices of various things today. Pair of Continentals tires, GP 5000s, is $220 for a set. Back in 1985, you could buy a wheel set, a helmet, and probably a steak dinner for $220. At what point I'm going to go through other examples and stuff like that. Just the cost of rubber on the road. What point does that make it a rich man's hobby? Is this a total rich dudes or female dudes complete hobby? I mean,
It always
cycling
has been,
was,
though.
but cycling was originated as the working man sport, as we've said many times on this show. Is it anymore?
Not in this country, though.
No.
I don't think it was in this country. It's always been. You think about it. I heard from the time I started, is that those on the national team, their fathers were the ones that are bankrolling the national team.
Yeah.
And so that's what it was. I mean, it's like, these big, the national tour would come through Washington Trust Classic and stuff, and they'd clean up on the national team. And I'm like, how are they not going to the Olympics? How is that? How are they not going to Europe?
Yeah.
And it's mom and daddy had
Where
the
the
money.
money is.
Yeah. And look at the bikes. I mean, my first race bike, it took me 6 months to pay off.
Yeah. 6
and it
months.
was a layaway. A phrase that we don't use anymore. You put it on a credit card, not a layaway.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, and that
I
was
remember layaways.
that was just under $500. But that's how much money I made. I made $310 an hour,
Yeah.
and it's like, you make that sacrifice. But it's always has been. But I think the direction you're going, it is way more expensive.
Yeah.
It's not. I couldn't if I started back in my 20s. I don't know if I could afford this.
No.
But this is a vacation. I don't know, like how my brother and I treated it as like this is a vacation. I mean, I still have friends that will be like, hey, do you want to come crash with us? And I'm like, I mean, there's times in which I will do that, but there's also times where I'm like, actually, I kind of just want to like have a nice fun weekend in this city, you know? And so, yeah, I don't know. It's a luxury that we can do these things, but it is a rich man sport.
It is. Okay.
Like,
okay.
It's crazy.
Well, I mean, I've been looking for the last couple years about a bike upgrade, and that's just not in the cards right now. I will say that I've been looking
that's
at
5 years of Tour de Bloom.
it absolutely. Well, starting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and I will say point blank that I have been looking at Van Rysel's just because of the cost effectiveness of that. I would love to know how they are keeping prices down. I mean, have you guys heard what they're able to do? Is do they mass produce like a you know, any type of a major buyer, or are they just not making money? I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. I think that there is a lot of money to be had in the bike industry, and I think that relatively you can do it for somewhat cheap. But you have teams that pay the big corporate, you know, like sponsorships, so they have to charge a lot more. Specialized Cannondale Trek.
Well, because they can get it. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Van Rysel's at a point where, so not to get too deep in it, the more more product you buy, like Shimano, you're going to do your OEM on the spec bike. The more product you buy, the bigger break you get on that. Now, because Decathlon is backed up, which Van Rysel is their, you know, shop bike.
their bike.
Yeah, so they have like a great representation, and they can do a large volume, and not just the stuff that we buy, but other stuff. And so those numbers go up, and they're doing like, you know, we'll just use Shimano as an example. They're purchasing, so their purchase level is way up here. That's how Costco does it.
Yeah, I was going to say any of the big chain stores and stuff like that.
Grocery stores, a lot of people don't realize they are making like a 2% margin, which is nothing.
Yeah.
But it's all about turnover. The more you sell, then you can do that. So if you're like a BMC, in order to make that profit, you're not going to be selling the volume that Van Rysel or Canyon. That's always been the hurdle when you're in the business. Is those big like mail order killing, you know, local bike shops, because there's like people say, I could buy a Campy record group for X amount of dollars, and like we can't even get it at wholesale for that.
Yeah.
And because they're bringing in this volume, Campanola says, if you're going to buy, you know,
10,000 units or whatever it is. Yeah.
As opposed to, you know, they probably get the same price, but then you have a distributor has to make his markup, and then the shipping to that, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So it's just the bigger wins when it comes to prices.
Our entry fee's out of control, guys. No.
Yes.
Paul says no.
I say yes.
Why do you say yes?
What
do you think we're paying for? Do you think we're paying for timing chips? Do you think we're paying for salaries? Do you think we're paying for any, you know, or are we paying for officials and insurance?
Yes. I think USAC is our problem, and I've talked about it. And somebody is probably going to at me for being like, you don't even know what the costs are. You're right. I don't totally know what the costs are.
I put on a pretty big damn race, and I know what the costs are. Yeah.
And like, I know insurance is not cheap, but I feel like you can just insure a race and not have officials and say fuck it to the. I'll use the F word for you.
Okay, thanks, man.
To the, like, you know, points of this, right, and upgrading your category, and like just put on an epic race for a cheap cost. I mean, it used to be like when I started doing the Thursday nights, it was Tuesday nights. Yeah. It was $15 a race. And like, I think if you bought the whole season pack or something, it was like $12, you know, and it's like, I understand the prices go up, but it's like, even that race has gone up. And I'm not like thinking, man, those guys are really pocketing money.
No, they're not.
No, they're literally doing it at the bare minimum. It's 30,
is it
35, something like that. I think it's 35. And so it's one of those
39.
39? Mm-hmm. Okay. So, like, that's my point, is like, that's such an expensive race, and they aren't making anything because they're paying for the USAC officials, right? The USAC officials that have to get trained. And of course, they get a skirt that a little bit with having those on their team, but still, I'm going to go out on
a limb and say the people who officiate those weeknight races are not making a penny.
Nope.
I'm probably right.
I guarantee you.
Yeah.
I guarantee you Mike Surratt, all those guys are doing it just out of the love of the sport.
And that's what I said, is I think they're skirting it by having those people that are on the team, and they're like, we just want this to exist. But that's why I've told them for years, I'm like, get away from USAC. Nobody here, I don't think, cares about USAC.
Or if, sometimes because USAC, if you're out there doing races that aren't USAC, you can get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
That is, I don't know what the policy is. I'd have to ask a guy like Phil Miller about what that is
it
like
used to
anymore.
Be that way. If you raced
you'd be in trouble. You'd get in trouble for it.
Suspended.
Yeah. So let's say that is still a
What about a
situation.
gravel?
Now, is it bullshit? Yeah, it's fucking bullshit. Oh, there it was. I'm done. So is it? Absolutely. But there is a solution around that. When you got a team of 5 guys or 10 guys, 1 or 2 of you go out and get your licenses, your officiating licenses. And you just, if like when they were talking about us doing the Buck Knives criterium, I was like, I guess we could. I technically think we could. But if we had guys on our team who had officials licenses and we could pop in and out when we weren't racing, or 1 or 2 of us sacrifice and don't race that day for the whole thing to be able to pull off, you're not paying an official. And so that's where you save the money there. Insurance, I think, is one of the bigger costs, though, especially when you're talking with road races and you've got lead cars, follow cars for each group. You've got, and those all have to be, I think,
yes, they do,
supplementally insured. And so you got to do that. And that's where
that's certainly a large part of it, but permitting and shutting down, the cost of permitting is massive to do any event, and even outside of bicycling.
Yeah.
It's massive cost. Georgetown Crit was shut down because it just got to the point where they just said no. So it's not just all USAC. It's easy. That's an easy target. I think they, there's a lot putting on and organizing and trying to the logistics of putting on what you guys are going to be doing this weekend, and I should be there, damn it. Is unbelievable task-oriented detail. I mean, these people barely have to sleep. So for me to give up $400 for these people to be on the streets, to hold a stupid sign, to say, yeah, go, even though they're holding a sign, they didn't, the exposure of cycling in that community, to me, the value is there.
Yeah.
I think, and that's how I base it on. I don't know how much. I'm sure Wenatchee's a lot cheaper than Spokane to permit, but I know we're looking into, and I've kind of let it die a little bit. There's a lot of things going on earlier this year for me, but I don't really want to press forward until everybody's like, okay, this is it.
100% commitment.
Because I can't do it on my own. There's no way. But
and you don't want to put your dick on a chopping block and now all of a sudden have everybody back out from behind you. Next thing you're like,
if all the races have been involved in promoting and putting on, there's always people that bail, and it's just plugging holes in the ship.
Yep.
Race day, you're just like, holy crap, this didn't show up. Where is this? Blah, blah. And as the promoter, is like you get voices coming. Everybody's like, hey, so-and-so didn't show up. Do you want me to do this? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
What corner am I at it? It's just like, ugh.
Yeah,
you have
you're just putting
chaos.
out fires. Yeah, the whole time.
$400 for 4 races in 4 days is very good, and I think it's a better deal than what David paid for BWR down there, where he has to pull off to the side of the road because he's a doctor and he took that stupid oath, and he has to amend to a guy because they have no medical, and they don't care. They just take their money and say, I know that's a little harsh. But nevertheless, that's the stuff that kind of ticks me off is, unfortunately we play by the rules. And then there's I had the same gripe with Grand Fondos, but they're kind of like dwindling away because the new thing is gravel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so,
but I mean, Mike, because I agree entirely with what you are saying. I don't think that, because I'm more than happy to pay an entry fee and then not go. For instance, see Exhibit A, Thursday's race. But it's not the cost of it necessarily. It's I want Ace to be making a livelihood out of this, right? Because there used to be,
he's not.
I know, and that's why I'm saying that it is too expensive. But it's too expensive as a whole, like, he should be making more profit margins from this. Like, there used to be a promoter over on the west side, Eric Anderson, right? Who put
5311.
Put on a whole slew of races, and that was his livelihood. And like, he stepped away because he couldn't make it anymore. Because like that stuff has gotten so expensive. So I say it has gotten so expensive, but because of that, I don't mean that like I'm more than happy to pay the price of it. I want to support all races.
Yeah.
It's my livelihood too.
Well, Eric and I were 2 weeks out from the 24 Hours of Riverside, 24hoursofriverside.com. Be sure and sign up, everybody.
Spokane Super Week's coming up.
And I will say about that and I will happily open the books to anybody who would like to see it, who complains about their entry fee. I end up with a little bit of residual money, not anything drastic. I can't buy a new road bike with it, I'll tell you that much. Not even close.
Would have if I could have.
Figure out from the time you set up, was it Thursday you start working on it?
Well, we work on it all year round. But
I mean the setup.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just count that.
Yeah, Thursday through Monday.
Thursday
24 hours a day. Yeah.
Setup, tear down,
Yeah.
the amount that you profit per hour. I bet you're under $1.
It's under $1. It's under $1. Yeah. 100% under $1.
So
Yeah.
please, people, stop
if we clear.
complaining.
If we clear. Yeah. This year we're hoping to clear. Stuff like that. The first year we did it, we bought a trailer from Gino, a used trailer and stuff like that. So we didn't make any money.
Yeah.
We broke even.
Yeah.
So, and that's how
win.
it works. Yeah. Let's talk about the lifestyle of cycling, shall we? Beyond the bike. Staying fit means staying healthy. Cost of eating right. How are you guys able to keep things? For example, one of the things that my AI coach has been telling me about is to watch, carbs at certain times and not at certain times. And we wanted a pasta dish the other day, and it recommended chickpea pasta. I made a pound of chickpea pasta, and it was $12.
Sucker.
It was $12, and my wife was like, "This is really good."
Oh, no.
like
And you're
this.
like, don't get used to it.
Yeah. I went, it's $12 a pound.
A pound.
Well, they sell it in half-pound boxes, and it's six pounds. And I'm like, oh my God. Paul has it good that probably you can walk to do most of your errands. Sam, you ride to and from work every day, right? See, I don't ride to and from work every day. You
swallow bees. You keep eating
I
these.
do.
Yeah,
I do. Last time I rode my bike home from work, I went to the emergency room. I don't normally sound like Gollum. Has the cost of I guess my final question is, the cost of the sport become something that you have just naturally integrated into your life, or does it become something that could be, heaven forbid, ever out of reach?
It's cheaper than a heroin addiction.
that's right.
That's how I,
But fentanyl's pretty cheap, so
fentanyl is cheap.
Yeah.
It's so hit and miss, though.
Yeah.
What is one piece of equipment or gear that you have purchased and have hidden the receipt?
I'm not admitting that on here. My wife listens to this.
Statute of limitations, maybe.
It was a long time ago. It was I had to buy a chain. This is when my wife and I, in early stages of marriage and kids and finances really tight, and I'm working 2 jobs, and I needed a new chain. And chains weren't, this is when $40 was a lot of groceries. We had kids to feed, that type of thing. And I bought a $40 chain for your bike. What's wrong with the one that you have? It's like,
boy.
I don't do it again. Yeah. So, I have the thing is, I'm not a big spender on stuff, as you guys know. My bike is part from 2012. That was the newest bike I ever bought.
Yeah.
And still some parts are on there. And then I buy used parts to put it on there,
Yeah.
When things fail or I have to change it up. So I am a budgeter, but I try not to go beyond $150 a month, and I roll it over.
Oh, okay.
So that's what it accumulates. So last time I purchased, I should be around $400, $500 right now.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was. But
you get $150 a month?
That's
he
what
he puts into a kitty for
I know. My
bike
wife gets me $50.
Yeah, but
Really?
so the thing is
Kenzie.
But the problem is my stuff is like, well, when tires were $50, it was easy. But now that everything's cost much, that's where it's about $100 to $150. And that I don't go to movies. I don't do any. I drink beer.
Yeah.
And I drink wine. And that's probably my
and good
outside
beer.
of that.
And good
and
wine.
I don't buy clothes. I don't buy,
I'm sorry. Life is too effing short to not drink good beer, good
Yeah.
coffee, and good wine.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hear that
Those
now.
3 things.
Yes.
And my wife's on that same page.
Yeah.
So I don't
so
have
you're
to
okay.
explain that
yeah.
one.
Yeah. I do drink shitty wine. I do drink horrible wine.
Well, we got to fix that.
Yeah. Well, right now I drink non-alcoholic wine, and that's even worse.
That's shitty wine.
It
I
is.
wouldn't even do it. No.
It's Will. I will. God,
Was it Welch's?
Is it
More or
just
less.
Welch's grape juice?
Yeah.
More or less. No. I hope my wife is out doing something with the dogs and doesn't have the TV on right now, watching the podcast, because I just recently
What'd you buy?
I bought a new helmet.
Another? You
the
had that
Giro.
one 3D printed to your head.
Yeah, that one just fits weird. The Cav, it does fit weird, and I'm sorry to the Cav people. It just fits me strange.
They're not very attractive helmets,
They're
by the
not
way.
very good looking
No.
either.
well,
So
the Giro is
the
a really
bottom
good
Giro, the Giro on the top of the wall there, the pads just died. They disintegrated.
With
And-
your sweat.
Yes. And so I went online looking for pads. And the only pads I could get would be here this upcoming Saturday, halfway through the race. And so I went online and I found the Giro helmet that I want. It's the same one, but a modern, just
It's matte white.
it's matte white. Yeah. And I ordered it and I told my wife it was cheaper than it was. I don't hear
Don't-
anything.
I don't
hear anything.
There's a little delay in the broadcast. There's a little delay in the broadcast. I'm gonna hit this.
A couple more seconds.
You son of a bitch! It was $320 for the helmet. Yeah. That's over 2 months of Paul's savings. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So if you're sitting at home thinking, all those podcasters have it so good, they got
Really
endorsements endorsements for everything.
Yeah.
No, we
No.
don't.
Yeah. It's expensive for us, too.
Yeah. So it's that is something I have done, and it was brutal. So
Yeah.
you guys, I'm not doing news tonight. I'm going to do trivia on your bastards.
You've been holding that.
But we are going to do trivia based upon
Is there an age
The
handicap
expenses-
here? Because I think he's going to have an advantage. You're going to bust out some.
Well, it's new and old.
Okay, cool.
We're going to do it. Okay, tonight, because it's Paul and Sam, we are changing the theme. We know cycling is a beautiful sport. It's also financially ruinous sickness. Tonight, the theme is the itemized receipt, gentlemen. We're looking at the staggering, offensive, and frankly embarrassing cost of being a cyclist. We are keeping the blind spot sabotage format. So what I'll probably do is, I'm going to just open it up, and you guys can chime in with your names, just like we normally do, okay? Some are going to be more tailored towards one of you. Some are going to be more tailored toward the other one of you, okay? So, for example, this one is going to lean heavily towards Paul, okay? Just because I like him more than you, Sam. You know that.
That's fair.
Okay, first question. Everyone knows that aerodynamically optimizing the human body is the most expensive marginal gain in the sport. Actually, this one is to Paul, but tailored towards Sam. If a dentist wanted to book a single 1 hour session, a cycling specific wind tunnel like the Silverstone Sports Engineering Hub, roughly how much does 1 hour of testing cost in US dollars?
So if I wanted to
You
answer
can
this,
chime
I
in
should
with your
say
name.
Sam.
Paul.
Yep.
Okay.
Paul.
Yep.
$1,200.
Sam, do you want to throw a number in? See if
I'm
you're
going to
closer.
say Sam $500.
And Paul wins the point because it is $1,100.
I almost said
Oh
a
my
grand,
God.
but I
An
was thinking a little
hour?
bit more. 1 hour.
Yeah, for a wind tunnel
Isn't that the dumbest thing in the world?
test. Okay.
Just ride your bike.
This one's
Please.
tailored towards Sam, but it's more old school. My generation lusted after the briefcase. In 1983, to celebrate their half-century mark, Campagnolo released a legendary 50th anniversary group set, complete with a gold inlaid serialized card delivered inside a custom briefcase. I shit you not. In 1983 dollars, what was the astronomical original retail MSRP of that group set?
Sam $200.
Paul, $850.
Paul's closest. It was actually $1,200
wow.
In 1983
money.
My old boss had one.
Gino Lasecki had one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody bought. If you could, they
was-
sold out.
Fucking gorgeous. Oh, nope. I just went over my total.
Penalized.
I'll drink.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
It was
That was
beautiful.
a car.
It was a
back
rolling
then.
work of art. It was a beautiful thing.
Yeah, they
I
had.
liked.
Anyway, it's
Yeah.
a Nuva record. Anyway.
Yeah.
I won't go into it.
Question number 3. World Tour teams burn through exogenous ketones to preserve glycogen during grand tours. When the original military-grade Oxford University ketone, ester, first hit the commercial market for elite athletes, how much did a single 25-gram shot cost?
Sam, $35.
Paul, 65.
It was $100 a bottle. Paul is crushing it. Yeah. Yeah.
I almost went that high, but I thought
Yeah.
that seems a little high.
The boutique mechanics tool company, Abbey Bike Tools, knows that bike nerds are have money in their bank accounts. They sell a specialized team issue mechanics hammer featuring a custom machined head and handle made completely out of titanium. What do you think is the retail price for this hammer?
Sam, $850.
Paul, I'll say 675.
It is $185. I'm not going to
Shut
Wow.
up.
Wow.
Titanium?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's not bad.
Too bad you
That-
can't-
I'd buy
That's
that.
not bad. It's a $185 hammer.
I thought like,
insane.
man,
It's
Titanium?
still insane. Let's go to wardrobe and hardware. The Swiss apparel brand ASOS makes clothing for people with trust funds. Their current absolute top tier foul weather winter riding jacket is called the Equipe RS Joda. What is the exact MSRP of this single cycling jacket in US dollars?
Sam, $499.99.
$499.99. Paul?
750.
It is exactly $750.
I like Asos. They make good stuff.
Oh my God.
$750?
Yeah.
That's
their
more
stuff
expensive
is
than the Gore-Tex like
unbelievable.
Shake-Away one.
Yeah.
That's
$750
wild.
for a jacket.
It fits like a glove. That's the thing.
And it's slimming. Ceramic Speed makes oversized pulley wheel systems that save roughly 2 watts of drivetrain friction. Let's say Paul wanted their absolute top tier limited edition model featuring hollow pulley 3D printed from titanium. What is the retail price of that bad boy? From Ceramic Speed pulley wheel system.
Paul, 1250.
I'm going to say Sam is like $750.
It is $1,700. Sam, you're a donut hole in this race.
I know. This is bad.
Yeah.
I'm skewed because I also have,
$1,700 bucks.
Yeah, because you get wholesale prices.
Yeah,
Is it?
I know. So I'm trying to double these things.
What's
you know?
like a SRAM Red group set?
The new Axis is probably pushing 4,000.
Oh, is it that?
Yeah,
Red?
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, probably about
3,
4,000.
3.5.
Because I think it's
4,000.
22.
This is lunacy. Okay, we're playing with UCI fines here. Okay, to fix legs discrepancies, Sam, for example, might prescribe custom 3D printed carbon fiber insoles from a high-end podiatrist or a retool specialist. Approximately how much does a pair of full custom molded carbon cycling orthotics cost out of pocket? This isn't obviously the tax, but custom orthotics.
Not from a brand.
I don't have a brand.
Okay.
Approximately how much does a pair full custom molded carbon cycling or orthotics cost out of pocket? Sam, you should
Sam,
get this.
$1,500.
Paul, I'll say 850.
And the winner is. It says 350 to 450
Yes.
here.
I thought I was shooting a little high. But he works in
Wow.
that business.
So yeah,
Is that
PT.
bullshit, Sam?
It depends on where you're getting them from, but
Yeah.
you would not get them for $350 from.
Shop with Sam. In
Yeah.
other words, this segment brought to you,
You
by
should buy them from
ambassadorcycling.com.
wherever they sell those.
Oh, that's true. They are
Yeah.
cheaper. The UCI loves taking riders' money for bad behavior. Under the current UCI disciplinary regulations, what is the exact fine in Swiss francs for unseemly behavior, which translates to a rider pulling over and pissing on the side of the road in front of spectators? What would that fee be, do you think?
Paul, 500 Swiss francs.
500 Swiss francs?
Let's say 250 Swiss francs.
Sam on the board. It is 200 Swiss francs. 200 Swiss francs just for whipping it out and peeing.
Yeah.
Now, if you do the Bob roll and shit on somebody's picnic, I don't know how that one's going to go.
Well, they handed him some paper towels to wipe. That
No,
was
I
pretty
thought
nice.
he stole some napkins or something.
He might
like
have.
that. Yeah.
I have that.
Great story.
Legendary.
1987.
Yeah.
If you go to CBS, 1987 it was when Jeff Bradley and both he and Jeff Bradley with John Tesh music, ding, ding,
Yeah.
and they're suffering. And if you look, when you see he's sitting on the side of the road, and then they cut away and they come back, and he's standing up, and there's a pile of napkins.
Seriously?
Yes.
It was on video?
Go to it. Yeah, it was on video
Oh
when
my
they are
God.
suffering from the shits.
Please
Oh my
send
God.
me
It
that.
seriously,
Yeah.
no, just
You gotta look
it's
it
a
up.
great. It's one of the best. It was the longest. I think there's 22 stages in the tour. They had a 55-mile individual time trial. That it was brutal.
Was that the one that Alex Steeda wore yellow but lost it the same day because
in
the morning
no,
he
that
won
was
it in the road
86.
stage
That
and
was
the afternoon-
86.
okay.
87. Yeah, it was Roach and it's CBS coverage.
Yeah.
It's cheesy and
Oh,
everything,
yeah.
but that's what we cleaved to back then. It was still one of my favorites.
Current score, Paul has 5, Sam has 1. Next question, the payout. Cyclists obsess over wattage obsessively. To do that accurately on both legs, one would need high-end equipment. What is the current MSRP of a dual-sided Garmin Rally RS200 power meter pedal set? The pedals.
Sam, $1,200.
Paul, $11.50.
You actually went down by $50 and you got closer because it is $1,100.
Dang it.
And somebody's
Well
going to
done.
I
probably
knew it
call
was
and say
over
this.
1,000, but
Okay. Let me see here. Oh my God. You guys are never going to get this one. The Absa Cape Epic in South Africa is the most prestigious and expensive mountain bike stage race in the world. What is the approximate general lottery entry registration fee for a standard 2-person team?
Sam, I think
US
$5,000.
5,000.
I think so.
Paul, I'll go with 6,000.
It is $7,400.
Dang it!
to
I
get
knew that it
into
was like
race.
it was somewhere in the like 3-ish range.
That's a lottery entry.
yeah, I know.
That's lunacy.
Yeah,
Ah,
I've had a few
For
people that
mountain
have gone
bikes.
down there.
yeah.
I've had a few people that have gone down there, and then like you talk about it, and they then have to fly there, which
Yeah.
that is
Yeah,
not
yeah.
a cheap flight.
And
No.
get your
And then-
shots, your vaccinations.
Yeah, and then you have to
'cause
get like stay when you're down there. It is like one of the most insane. It's like a 20 grand.
I
trip.
watch it every year.
Yeah,
Just because it's in the time of year when there's like, I need something on YouTube to watch, and so I'll watch it. And it's covered really well. It's
yeah,
cool.
it's crazy.
To celebrate the 106th edition of the Giro, Colnago released a limited run V4RS bike called the Giro. It's called the Jewel. It featured 3D printed titanium computer mount and actual gold leaf layered directly into the carbon frame. Here we go. Gentlemen, what was the retail price of that bike?
Sam, $20,000.
Paul, it was 35.
It was $23,000. I'll give that to Sam for a bike, for a bicycle, for a bike. Yes,
Well,
that
when-
you would
the
never
limited
take out on the road.
Was there
You
like
would never
100
take
of them
that out on the
made or
road.
something like that?
I don't know, but
Or was
What's
it-
that?
I was watching the GCN video.
Yeah,
of
it's
it. It was like
limited
100
edition.
of them were
Yeah,
made, and
that's
they're
it.
all like marked like what number it is.
I have two
I
questions
have a
left.
BMC like that.
You did?
Only 81.
Really?
And I have number 9. And that's the one my cleaning lady's knocked over and broke.
Knocked over and broke. Wow.
Anyway, go ahead.
Wow.
So now it's 0.
Yeah.
Now, I'll get it fixed. That's sitting there. I like
You
to
are?
get it back.
Okay.
Eventually. I got $150.
Okay. It's
a month.
going to take a while.
Yeah. And there's other things I have to buy.
Yeah. Two questions left, gentlemen. Aerodynamics matter everywhere. The boutique brand Silka, we all know that one, sells an incredibly aerodynamic Garmin/Wahoo computer mount that bolts onto your stem. It is 3D printed entirely out of hollow titanium. What's the retail price of that bad boy?
$185. I have
Paul.
no clue.
$225.
It is $175.
Oh, well.
Why does that not seem...
Because the
That
hammer cost, $180.
Yeah,
I
it's
was like,
$10 cheaper than a hammer.
Yeah. Or we used to, because it comes, usually the mounting stuff comes with your computer.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't have
Yeah.
a price,
Exactly.
something to compare it with.
Holy Jesus. Last question.
Silka.
Let's look into the business side of media. Winning the overall general classification at the Tour de France pays out very respectable 500,000 euros. Winning the Giro pays out exactly how much to the overall GC winner? You're going to have to guess in euros, with basing it off of Tour de France being 500,000.
500,000.
Sam says 500,000.
I'd say 450.
It is 265,000.
Well, of course, nobody wants to go to the Giro.
Paul was closer, so I'm going to give him yet another point. And that is that the broom wagon is closed, and Paul did beat you down. It was 8-3.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know why? Because you attacked that trivia like you attack races.
Yeah, when I was first.
How many times did you say, Sam?
That he was. I noticed
Sam.
that he was waiting. Then one time
It's
I
all
even
about
waited,
strategy.
and then he still just continues waiting, and I'm like, all right, well, I don't really care.
Well, thank you for that, because
Yes,
dead
it does.
air is horrible in
Yes.
the podcast, so I appreciate that.
Yes, I'm just here to entertain, just like at the Thursday night.
Okay, and that brings us, of course, to time for some segments tonight. And because we have just the two, do you guys want to Rochambeau to who goes first?
I'll go first.
All right. Well, then I'll bring up your happy little logo as soon as I finish. Oh, it's brought to us by Thomas Hammer Coffee. No, it's not brought to us by Thomas Hammer Coffee. This week is Tom's going to be fine. We're working on it. The bags are coming. I'm going to see some proofs of the bags this week. Nothing ever happens as quickly as I want.
No.
But it'll happen.
That's the nature of the world.
Exactly. I'm gonna get some mock-ups of the bags, and should I post them so people can decide or something like that? I don't know.
No, what the heck? Yeah.
It might not be a bad idea. But this one is that was an ad for Thomas Hammer right there, I guess. But this one's Big Barn Brewing, who lubricates the bar, who keeps us happy, and I really, really, really want to figure out a way to get everybody who goes out to Big Barn to say, "Hey, we listen to the
Lilac
Packfiller
Century
podcast."
is coming out of Big Barn.
So
this
everybody
weekend.
needs to go there and say, "Hey, we listen to the Packfiller podcast, and we love your beer. Thanks for making them buzz."
Yep.
And they also help out on our training series too.
Yeah,
They do.
sponsoring.
Yeah, they're awesome people. Go support them, and they do have their beer in bars. So not bars in bars and in grocery stores. So the Black Dog Stout, it's brilliant stuff. It's good shit.
Good shit.
Fit tips with Bike Fit Sam from Ambassador Cycling. Always interesting, always good to know. And I hope you have your topic, because I don't have it.
I do. Well, so there's been a lot of questions coming. It was actually funny. It was the hip dysplasia thing. I had somebody, hit me up about that. From where was Mike from again? Somewhere off of an island in Greece.
Really?
And I was like, "This is spam." And it was real, and we've been chatting back and forth on, how to make it and work and for him. And I think that we're heading in the right direction, which is pretty guys, if people have questions, send them my way. I'm more than happy to answer them. That's free 99.
Is he paying you in Ouzo?
No.
Oh,
No.
I do.
I like Ouzo.
Yeah?
I'd shovel shit in his backyard for
Yeah.
Ouzo. Yeah, that shit is good.
But my question was, another person locally had a elbow replacement, actually.
Oh.
That is a thing. And then it's not uncommon that they didn't get fully rehabbed, which can happen depending upon what you're doing afterwards. And so they're stuck with a little bit of a limitation on their range of motion of their elbow, so they can't fully straighten their elbow on one side. And so the nice thing about that is that you don't need straight elbows when you're riding. But if your fit is not set up properly, then you're really reaching to the handlebars, and so you're totally cattywampus, because, say your right arm is fully out straight and your left arm is slightly bent.
Oh, shit.
You're rotating
Yeah.
through your thoracic spine, and you get all jacked up within 20 minutes of riding.
Because knee bones connect to the thigh bone.
Yeah,
and nose bone's connected to the toes bone.
Yeah. And it's all connected.
But so anyway, what we did is shorten up the stem, shorten up the reach, and put on a negative offset C post to basically just shorten that gap. And then it's yeah, you don't really notice it anymore.
Really?
Yeah, you just overextended, and it was really pronounced because one elbow, had to be bent more than the other because he couldn't fully straighten it out. Yeah, but those are kind of the fun cases to work with when somebody, like, you got to make somebody symmetrical. We talk about this all the time with adapting crank length, but like that's throughout the whole bike. You can have different ailments and orthopedic issues that we address on the bike to make you symmetrical.
This is so cool because I would always think that after a certain point like that it's like, well, I don't know if cycling's going to work for you.
Right.
That was the old days.
Yeah.
You just, no.
And now there's just so much adaptive stuff out there too that you can do a lot.
That is the beauty of our expensive sport.
Yes.
Because nowadays they do make, various stems. It's like, sorry, we don't go shorter than 110 millimeters. So
yeah.
Well, even if you're adding in stems with elastomers in them to cause that, to give you that cushion or something like that.
Exactly.
Wrist and shoulder injuries. And
people
with
prosthetics being able to use electronic shifting so they can shift with the other hand. There's a lot out there.
Yeah, or I've wired up brakes where both front and rear brake were controlled via the right hand.
Really?
Yeah, I've done that, and so it's one of those things that like. The options that we have for adapting things nowadays are really cool. I'm doing another adaptive program here in June through the VA and stuff where they're bringing in a whole bunch of adaptive bikes and I'm fitting different athletes to them to do adaptive riding.
Wow.
So it's cool stuff that's out there. Like, don't be shy. I mean, bikes, I would hope that they can be accessible for everybody. I think a mind space that I have to get myself out of, and I'm pretty far removed from, I hope, is, like we get stuck in like, well, but that's not really biking. Because that's not how we envision it, right? Yeah. But it's just so cool to then see somebody like want to be out riding and you see them out riding, you're like, heck yeah, good for you.
Absolutely.
Like you're out there motoring this, having a great time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I do remember specifically going to a stage race in Montana once outside of Bozeman, and there was a team there of people with various situations like that. And I always used to have that kind of that arrogance until I got dropped by a guy with one effing leg. He just rode away from me on this climb, and I was red line drilled, and I was just going, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
Pat, you suck.
Pat, you got sucked by a guy who's been dropped by a guy with one leg.
Yeah,
what the hell's wrong with you?
Stop.
Yeah, just quit. Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know, like that's so cool. Our sport is so cool, and that like
should you go start a podcast or something like
that? I could do that voice all day now.
It just kind of falls in naturally.
Yeah, you hear it a lot.
I do.
Yeah.
I really do.
You recognize it.
Yeah. It's part of God.
Practice it.
It won't go away. Okay, no, that's cool. Thanks, Sam. And then we go, of course, to Changing Times with Paul Main. This one always has a theme, always has a name. This one is Remembering the Man, Not the Machine. Okay, I always try to predict what it's going to be, but I never.
Well, we kind of talked about it, the cost of bikes and everything.
Yeah.
And, the comparison nowadays. Well, first of all, what really triggered this, because I was listening to Escape Collective and Kaylee Fritz, excuse me, was talking about on his mountain bike, they have a device now that actually hooks up to your suspension, your front and rear suspension, that it's electronic, that predicts when to lock out and when not to.
Yeah, it'll either rock off your heart rate or the amount of pressure you're putting on the pedals.
And it will, like, he tested it going up this hill. There's a pothole and everything.
Transmission system,
and it's rigid climbing the hill. And he knew this little dip was in there where you needed suspension, and it predicted. So, to me, cool. It's like, it's very cool, but I think the last one I talked about is having, like, Peru Bay being to the point where the bike is the advantage.
Yeah.
And everybody's screaming, and I'm not saying that everybody's clean in pro cycling, but, how can they be breaking these rules? I can guarantee you, as much as I'm a diehard, crusty old man who doesn't like to change, today's bikes smear anything that I ever rode.
Yeah.
But my experience on the bike, this is the man in the machine, it doesn't take away that I was on a steel bike with down tube friction shifting my memories are the same, whether it's my ETAP, with 28C. The experience is the same, but it's a lot easier for me to go faster. But I don't want. There's that fine line of creating a monster that if we get a bike, if this thing suspension stuff goes on, and my fear about even Paris-Roubaix is where it's just going to be a contest like a Zwift race.
Yeah.
All you have to do is just put the power down.
Yeah.
Cycling to me is a lot of things. It's the human contact. You have this. Everybody basically is on the same machine, and that's why the regulations, I think they should stay at 32. We shouldn't go beyond that on road bikes. Cross bikes did that for the simple fact when I got into cross, mountain bikes were just starting to come around and people were winning races because I don't know why this happens. Gravel and cross, it's like, okay, this cross race, they make it harder and harder. It was to the point where we were getting off our bike so much. Then people were on mountain bikes that could ride when we were on cross bikes. They were entering these races. Then they had to make that separation between, all right, fat tire and straight bars and blah, blah, blah. No more than 32. I think we need to just slow down on the roadside. I think it's okay. Mountain bikes always have been progressive on that, and people enjoy it, and that's what they should. And to me, when I rode a rigid fork and straight bar mountain bike and trying to descend, it was scary and crap.
Oh yeah.
And not disc brakes.
Yeah.
When you're cramping, just grabbing on, and I'm like, I'm not slowing down anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, so the advancement for that, I think is good for mountain biking. I think it's good for gravel. I think those are the things where their pioneers are pushing beyond, what a bike should be. I think that's great. But road racing, 120 plus years of history, let's try and keep it to that, so you compare Tade to Merckx in a similar fashion. Mm-hmm. Everybody's on the same bike,
and I think I agree with what you're saying here too, because I think we got to get to a point where, there have been times where they talked about changing the layout of the frame, and then the UCI stepped in and said, no, we have to have the double diamond design, because yes, there are more efficient ways in which to build a bicycle frame, which will probably propel it faster, but we're going to stick with the double diamond. So at some point in time, there has to be a line in the sand that says we got to stop here.
Yeah,
we got to stick to this, and this be this be that. I don't necessarily agree with gravel. I think gravel needs to go to a certain point and then stop too. I think gravel course designers also need to understand that there's a difference between gravel and a mountain bike race. Mm-hmm. And right now there are gravel races that have mountain bike race tendencies in them too much. I and I'm sure somebody's going to yell at me for that, but when you see, 50 miles of single track in a gravel race, it's like, that's not a gravel race anymore. You are now racing a mountain bike race, and somebody's going to say a great thing about gravel is you're always, you're over or under biked at any given point in time. I'm like, no, I want to ride the right bike for the whole course. Mm-hmm. Let's, like you say, let's win the race based off of the person, not off of the amount of money we spent on it. Yeah.
Not on the equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess my statement towards mountain bike and gravel is kind of loose because I don't have a dog in that fight. I don't care. So, but I know gravel's going through a growing pain.
It definitely is. With anything it is. Mountain biking went through the same thing, and they're gonna struggle through it. They're gonna find their way through. Mm-hmm. It's just when there's massive amounts of money and attention, anything's gonna go through those. So there you go. So okay, I thought my watch buzzed, and I thought it was my wife saying, "You paid what? Just sleep down there, asshole." Thanks, you guys. All right, before I get to the final question, I guess it's gonna take us to. Any predictions for the weekend, Sam? You think you're gonna walk out with your head held high, or you think?
I think that I'm gonna be pumped about the weekend, and I think that we'll podium.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we'll end up top 3.
Okay.
With our guy.
I rode with a kid that's going to be there. He's a junior from Saskatchewan down at the desert.
Oh,
Really?
there is
They're
some
18-year-olds.
insane
Okay.
heat coming to this
Yeah,
race, which is why.
there's probably there's a huge amount of Canadian. And the Canadians are crafty sort of.
Yeah.
Man,
Well, it's the
they used
healthcare.
to come down and
It's the healthcare.
It's the healthcare. They got they got mental health care.
Yeah, we'll just dive into this corner. Who
Yeah.
cares? I've free medical.
It's fine. Yeah,
free
I'll be
medical.
fine.
Yeah.
Go as fast as you want, eh? So, okay. I'm looking for. As I said last week, I think my goal has already been met. I'm going. I'm excited, and I've hit a lot of goals along the way. So
Here's my prediction.
What?
I think if you have your head squared on straight, I think you'll be in the top 5.
I agree.
Oh shit! I just pooped myself.
Yeah, but that's your incentive.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what we'll shoot for. That's what we'll shoot for. I have said through the website, and as I have said through this entire thing, I will be updating the journey because I do have some people, especially through the Patreon, that have been going, okay, keep us posted. So I'll keep you posted. I might get little quips from you guys too along the way, just because that's always fun.
Yeah.
See how things are going. People like to hear that kind of stuff. So, gentlemen, that takes us to our final question for tonight. It is, and it's a pretty straightforward one, so you could maybe explain your response afterward. Would you rather take 3 Grand Tour stage wins or 1 classic win that is not Roubaix, though? It cannot be Roubaix. 3 Grand Tour stages.
Can
or
I
a
choose
classic.
like Giro, Tour, and Vuelta? Like I can have one of each?
No.
Dang it. Then I want a classic.
You want a classic? Sam wants a classic. Paul?
Classic Flanders.
Flanders.
The second best.
That's a good one. That is a good one. I would do a classic also. I guess that's that just that simple because
Yeah.
I think there's something to winning one of every single. And I mean,
Yeah.
it's not, being a Grand Tour winner is amazing, but
yeah. Would you rather win 2 classics or a Grand Tour?
2 classics.
a Grand Tour.
Okay. I think I'd rather win a Grand Tour also. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'd rather a classic.
Two
I mean, because
classics.
it's like my idea on like winning a classic is that it's like you're the overall winner. You are the top dog. So if I
Okay.
get to be the top dog at a tour,
There you go.
If it's a Belgian classic, you get free beer anywhere you go.
Yep.
That's why I chose the classics.
There we go. That's good thinking.
That's
I take
good.
it back.
yeah,
Screw the Grand
Yeah.
Tour. I wanted to say another F word, but screw the Grand Tour.
Yes.
That's our show for this week. You guys be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well as check out the Patreon. I will be, as I said, updating that through the Tour de Bloom drink. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.